it would be good to start in a place we usually don't start, and that is with the New York Knicks, folks, who had a pretty big weekend as they went 2-0 against the Hawks and the Suns to clinch 50 wins on the season. And right now they stand at 50-28. They are firmly in that number 3 seed in the NBA conference, NBA Eastern Conference. There are 4 games left, folks. That's it before the playoffs start. They've got let's see, I wrote it down here. They've got the who are they playing? I could have swore, boy. Oh yes,
Boston
Celtics.
tomorrow.
Yeah, Boston tomorrow. Then the Pistons, who happens to be in the 6th seed, by the way. It's no longer the Bucks as of right now. The Cavaliers and the Nets, which is why I'm wearing my part of the reason why I'm wearing my Nets hat today. But here's the thing, and I couldn't believe it when I was reading kind of, and I want to go back a trip down memory lane with you as you're the Knicks fan here. This is the first time in 30 years that they've had back-to-back 50-win seasons. And I thought to myself, how the fuck could this be? But here we go. And you tell me what you were thinking about these teams between 91 and 95, okay? Because they had 4 straight seasons of 50-plus wins. Okay, so let's begin. 91-92, they go 51-31. 92-93, seasons 1992-1993, they go 60-22. In the 93-94 campaign, they went 57-25. And then in the 94-95 campaign, they went 55-7. I think that was a strike year, if I'm not mistaken.
Another strike year.
Right? Because it doesn't add up to
They made it to the
82
finals and
there.
lost to the Spurs.
Right, yeah.
I
So
think it was a year.
when
What did you say? 1995?
yeah,
Or
94, 95.
1999.
Yeah,
that
I've got
wasn't.
the
They didn't play the Spurs that year. It was
so
'99.
I'll tell you right now. So let's see how they ended each of those years. Um
One of
90
those was the Rockets lost to the finals.
yes. So I'll go through it in order. 91-92, they they lost to the in the conference semifinals to the
Conference
Bulls.
to the Bull. Yep, conference
Yep.
semifinal. Yep.
92-93, they lost in the conference
East,
finals to the
East
Bulls.
Conference Finals.
93-94 is when they lost to the Rockets in the finals. 94-95 is they lost in the semifinals to the Pacers. Now, if you want to go a little bit, they were on a playoff roll here because you keep on going. So 95-96, they were 47-35, and they lost to the Bulls in a conference semifinals. This was under the split season between Don Nelson and Jeff Van Gundy. And then Van Gundy takes over. 96-97, they're 57-25. They lost in the conference finals to the Miami Heat, 4-3. 97-98, they lose in the conference semifinals to Indiana, 4-1. 98-99, they lost in the NBA finals to the Spurs. This was the the lockout shortened year.
Mm-hmm.
So they lost to the Spurs 4-1. And then like this run ends in 99-2000 when they lost in the conference finals to the Indiana Pacers. Bro, so for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, really 10, 11. If you look back, going back to the 87-88 season, they had a run of like 12. By the way, under that 87-88 season, guess who the coach was? It was Rick Pitino.
That was Pitino.
Yeah, and Mark Jackson won the Rookie of the Year last year. But bro, they had a pretty good run between 87 and 2001. What the fuck happened?
Garbage happened.
I mean, seriously now.
I think it started to go. I don't know. Signing the
Think
wrong
about that.
players, letting coaches walk, signing
Yeah.
the wrong coaches. Ugh. There's a bunch of years I want to forget about. That shit was terrible. In the '90s, you thought you had a chance, but you really didn't because Bitch Boy was in Chicago.
That's not nice.
I don't give a shit. And then you ran into the Rockets, and Starks had a bad game. They were up 3-2 in that series, and then, uh, oh boy,
Is it
bad
painful to?
memories.
Is it painful
Bad.
to relive?
At
Yeah.
least that was the. That's what I equate. At least what I would like the Mets to do, what the Knicks did. That at least you still had a chance, no matter who you were playing against. At least you had a chance because you were always, there was something to watch,
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
and were always in the playoffs. Whether you were going to beat Jordan or not, that's irrelevant. You just at least you were in the playoffs.
During that time. Yeah. 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 I mean, if you look back, I mean, I remember like the Knicks were
Yeah, and the Indiana Pacers were nothing to snooze at. They had a good
right.
team. Um, who else did you say mentioned in there? It was pretty much the in the Eastern Conference during that time it was back and forth between
Pacers
like
and
the
Bulls.
Pacers, Bulls, and Knicks.
Yeah.
Those were like the three best teams that were going between like those conference finals.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm looking back at like in '93. This is the year they went to the finals, right? In '93, '94. This is who they went through in the playoffs that year. They beat the Nets 3-1 in the first round. Then they beat the Bulls in the conference semifinals 4-3. They win the
Yeah, that was
conference
mine. That was minus
finals.
Jordan against
Yeah.
the Pacers.
They beat the Pacers 4-3. And then, like you said, they lost to the Rockets 4-3 in the finals. Um, One thing I also want to mention here as we're going back down memory lane. So I mentioned before, this is the first time in 30 years they've had back-to-back 50-win seasons. Before last season, which is the first of the two, the last time they had 50 wins in a season was in 2012-2013 season when they went 54-28 under
They
Mike
lost to the
Woodson.
semi. They lost to the semifinals to the Pacers, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me look that up right now. That
They beat Boston. I
was
think they beat Boston in the first round, and they lost in the
yep,
second round. The Pacers. That's with the Paul George Pacers.
yep. They lost.
They called
Yep.
a bullshit charge on Carmelo Anthony, and that just messed up the series. And then that's when Roy Hibbert, had that block on Carmelo when he tried to dunk baseline. They met right at the rim.
Sir, you're talking like Chinese to me right now because I don't.
I'm I'm not asking you a question. I'm just giving you the facts.
No, no, no. I know, I know. It's just funny how you were able to like pull this out of your memory. I don't even know if I was watching the NBA back then. Good lord.
I think Carmelo. It it was only the second round. I don't. That was upsetting. But I think in the first round he had like if you could look it up real quick, he had they were up 3-0, and I started getting a little nervous because I think Boston came back 3-2. They finally beat them. I want to say 4-2. I'm not 100% sure, but I think Melo had like a 47-17 game that series.
Let me see. That was
40
the
something points. I want to
2013.
say. I think they played Boston in the first round.
They did. Yeah, they lost 4-2. They
Yeah, they
won
beat
four to
them.
two.
Yeah, they were up 3-0. They won the next two games. I was like, oh shit. I think one of those games he had like a 47-17 game, something like that.
I'm looking up. I'm trying to see if I can find it right now
Yeah.
because God, I love basketball reference. That's some good shit. Pacers versus Knicks. What game you talking about? The Anthony Carmelo.
It was one of those first round games against Boston.
Oh, you talking about Boston?
The one did you yeah,
Oh,
because you just mentioned the
oh,
last
okay.
time they won 50 something games.
Right, right, right. I thought you meant. So that would be what the quarterfinals.
No, no, no. That was I think
Quarterfinal
they played Boston the first round.
Eastern
Pacers were the
Conference
second round.
NBA first round. Mm, yeah, here we go. Knicks versus Celtics. I'm trying to bear with me, guys. because I'm trying to get this right. Here we go. Knicks versus Celtics. Uh, oh, I don't think. Oh, fuck! I just had it. Son of a bitch. Yeah, here we go. So Carmelo. Let's see. He had a 30. He led the Knicks in scoring almost the whole series. He had 36 points in the first game, 34 in the second game, 26 in the third game, 36 in the fourth game, 22 in the fifth game, and then they won the sixth game, 88 to 80.
That might have been during the year in the game I'm thinking about.
Um, so going back to this team now. So Brunson returned yesterday. He played 34 minutes and had 15 points and 6 assists in the win. He's going to have 4 more games to kind of, get his sea legs under him. But then again, we were watching some of that game in the bar on Saturday, and I was kind of losing my shit a little bit because, all I'm seeing is 3 pointers. But then, like you said so many times before, they're leaving the fucking guys wide open to take those shots. And it's like, why wouldn't you? I get it. I get it. It's not the basketball that I want to see, but it's kind of what the game is right now.
You're not going to drive to the basket if you're wide open. You're just not going to do it.
No, I know.
The Hawks weren't even giving effort. If they gave a
No, they
little bit of
weren't.
effort, maybe it looks a little different. You could pump fake and drive to the basket. There was even no effort. That game was comical.
Yeah. I was looking away most of the time because I couldn't keep watching that debacle of defense. You're still feeling pretty confident though, because it's funny because we were at the game on Saturday, the Mets game. Was it Caesar or my brother asked you
Danny.
Danny about how far you want the
Because Danny,
Knicks
you
to
know
go?
why? Because Danny's a hater. He thinks I don't know what he was doing. He's a hater. Danny hates the Knicks. I know he hates the Knicks. Just be a Lakers fan. He's all over the map with his team, except with the Mets. It's fine because remember at the beginning of the year, he started he was trashing the Knicks for signing the OG and somebody else, and I was like, I think you were in agreement with me. Yeah, he gets hurt, but when he's not hurt, do you see what he's doing?
Yeah,
So this is the chance. This is the chances you take when you sign players like this.
right.
Hope that he doesn't get hurt because guess what? Everyone gets hurt. He give him his money, and at the end of the day, if there's always a chance to get a better player, he'll always be in a deal because somebody will take him.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I
But
told
you're
and I
still,
told him, I said, no matter what, to me, like I said at the beginning of the year, nothing less than Eastern Conference Finals, just because that progression has already happened. And now,
mm-hmm,
if you play these
right.
last 4 games just to get a little acclimated with everyone, everyone's back now. They're almost 100% healthy. I don't want to see anything less. I'm not worried about Milwaukee. Everybody keeps saying Cleveland they got the best record, sure, but what have they done? They haven't done anything
Yeah.
in the most recent history about any accomplishments in the playoffs. So I ain't worried about. They still have to prove it. The only team I'm worried about, of course, is the Celtics. But anyone could be beat on any given day. Just play the game, see what happens.
I mean, they might not even end up playing the Bucks anyway. It might be the fucking Pistons because what was it? The last time I checked, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, 3-6 usually plays each other,
yeah. And right now the Pistons are on the six.
which is
And
fine.
it's
They're a
no
good young,
that's
greedy team. They got talent, but there is a such thing as being too young for your first playoff run. I do believe that.
yeah because the experience isn't there.
Nope. But you never,
So
you still never know though. So
yeah, the Pistons. It's again back and forth because as of right now, the Pistons are only a game out of the fifth spot. So and Pacers are three games ahead of the Bucks and 4 games ahead of the Pistons,
who's in the
and they're
fourth seed
three.
right now? The Pacers.
It's Pacers, yeah. They're 3 games behind the Knicks. So if Knicks if they go 2-2,
You clinch
that'll be
the
fun.
third seed. Or was it
Yeah,
third seed already clinched for them? It's not. The third seed's
it's
not
not
clinched yet, right?
clinched. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no,
So you
no,
win.
no.
You win. Yeah, you win 2 games. That's it, right? If our math is right.
Yes, just win 2 games, but two of those games are either the Bucks. I mean, you're gonna beat the Nets, right?
So the
But the
last 4 games
question:
are what? Celtics, the Nets, and who else? You said.
Celtics, Nets, Cavaliers, and the Pistons.
To be honest with you, I would like to see them beat. No matter if they're resting their players or not, I would like to see them beat the Celtics and the Cavaliers.
Mm, I can understand that. Maybe that'll put the kibosh on some of the. Oh, they haven't
And
been able to
everybody will
beat.
say, "Oh, but they rested their players." I don't like. I don't care. I just like I just said. I prefaced it with, I don't care if they play their starters or not. I just want to see them beat those teams. Sometimes you just need to see it.
Yeah.
Doesn't
No.
matter
Yeah. Yeah.
who's there.
Exactly. Were you okay with? It seemed like Brunson was.
Yeah, I'm fine. I
He
told
played
you he should
34
play a
minutes.
couple.
He was
He
like,
should play a couple games before just to get revved up again.
well, I mean,
Because
just the
15
fact
games being out of fit was it 15 games?
15. Yeah.
That's a lot.
But it seemed. But I was gonna say it seemed like there were no restrictions on him because he played 34 minutes.
He played 34.
So
He looked for the most part pretty good. I think he only scored 15 points because I just think maybe he
yeah,
was just
15 points. Yeah.
trying to do a little less and not trying to rush himself into it.
Yeah.
But I tell you, that's the one person we can't win without. We need him.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
We
it.
need him.
I completely get it.
With no Brunson, I'm not watching. It's over.
You're not. You wouldn't even watch. Come on, stop
Probably
it.
not. I need
No
my whole. I want to see my
bullshit.
whole squad. I want to. I don't really watch the NBA playoffs like that, except if the Knicks are in it, and which
Watch
they've
that.
been these last few years. After that, I don't. I don't watch. I haven't watched NBA final anything. I don't
Yeah,
really.
it's tough, bro. It's tough.
It's like it's not like back in the days. Like this was a thing. Like who's going to whose crib? Pick up the beer before you get here.
It's funny.
Let's go get pizza. We all chipping in, and then we're not moving from whoever's house we're in, and that's it. It's not a thing anymore to me, unless my
I,
team is in it.
because right, because again, it's. I mean, I'm obviously gonna watch the Knicks, right? Because we do this podcast, so I feel like I've got to watch the Knicks game. So I'm gonna make the time in my schedule to make sure that I watch the Knicks and get tortured by the style of NBA play. That's fine. I'm taking one for the team. Don't y'all forget it. I mean, I did it last year too, but I don't think we didn't. We started the podcast later in July, so it
Bro,
was already
playoffs were
done
already
by
over.
then. Yeah, but I
Playoffs were
was
already
watching.
over.
Yeah, but I was watching. I was watching that, especially against that series against the Pacers. I was watching. So when does it start? Playoffs start April 19th. Today's
April
the
9th.
7th.
Yeah, I think
So 12 days.
isn't the play in before that, like the 13th or the
Yes.
14th or something like that.
Yeah, April 15th to the 18th is a play-in. Stupid shit. I still think that's stupid. I don't care what everybody
Don't
says.
let the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals because I gotta have to take a couple days off.
Yeah.
I can't be watching that while I'm at work. That's
The,
that can't happen.
the blue flu.
I need to concentrate and act like a maniac while Melissa judges me.
I will be nowhere near you.
I try to.
I can't.
I was watching. What game was I watching the other day? God, man, I was watching some. I can't remember the game. It might have been one of the college games. Just because we'll get into this next week, but just real quick, everyone knows him and I had a little bet going on. So
Yeah, and we'll get into the next
I
game
have
after
a
that.
dog in a fight. So when I have a dog in a fight, I act like a maniac.
Yeah,
So
he does.
so I think it was my God, whatever game it was. It wasn't the final. It wasn't the final four because we were at the game, so we didn't see that Saturday.
Right.
It might have been. I think it was Florida Texas Tech when they made a comeback. Did they make a comeback against Texas Tech? Something like that. What? Let's say it was that game. I'm
Yes.
standing like 2 inches from the TV. She just creeps. She says, What are you doing?" She said,
You're a
"You know you're
fucking
not the
maniac.
coach." She said, "You're not the coach, right? You know you're not the coach." I said, "I am the coach."
I don't think people. There are some people out there that 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 have been around you during these games, but it's guys. Lee J's my man, but I sometimes, especially when we're watching Jets games, I can't, bro. It's like, bro, you need to be here by yourself. I can't. I can't deal with this anymore.
I had to break up with someone because they told me, "Don't act like this because we're gonna go watch the game at my family's house." Oh, see ya.
Holy shit, I'm dead.
You have to accept me for who I am.
I mean, that is true. I mean,
I
that
can't act
is.
no other way. I've been acting like this since I was like, since I understood sports.
I've got to say, this is the thing. We're going on a tangent, but I don't care. We got time here. Um, I think that is the thing now, right? You don't have to worry about this because you've been with Mel for a long time already. But like for somebody like me who's single, and it's been a mixed bag, right? You explain to these people, this is the way I am. This is how I am when I watch sports. I need to make sure that I am able to watch. I don't have to watch every game, with the exceptions of the NFL. That's a different story because it's only played 17
There's only
games
a
now.
few games, and then you know
Right.
what's good about the NFL is once I think what's good, and when especially when you're in a relationship, majority of the NFL's in the wintertime. No one wants to go
Yes.
outside in the wintertime. It's
Yeah,
too
that's a good
cold.
point. Yeah,
You
that's
know
a
what I'm
good
saying?
point.
So it's acceptable.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
There
It's
no one cares. That in people's minds that don't understand, like, you like what you like, I like what I like. I'm trying to
right.
explain to you who I am from Jump Street.
Right.
So
Yeah.
far, Mel is obviously the big winner because everyone has told me, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's why would they complain about that?" Blah 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 blah. Here we are. She busted my
I've had
balls a little bit, but she's just having fun. And there's a
yeah.
rule with her. She likes to go to the games for the ambiance, for the beer, sit there,
Right. Yes, yes,
whatever.
yes.
But it has to be hot or warm.
Yes, warm. Yes, yes,
She doesn't do
yes.
the cold games of any sport.
Yeah.
She is not in on that.
I've had mixed results with this over the years. Like some people understand it, they get it, they leave me alone. Others make a big deal about it. Especially that one from Long Island.
You
She
have to.
was crazy.
I learned what I do. I accept maybe it's not normal to some people. I understand that. So as I got older and I understood that, and I got into relationship after relationship, whatever the case may be, I realized I had to let them know from, and it's first date material. Let me tell you
Yes,
something,
it
guys.
is.
This is
Yeah,
who I
yeah.
am when it
Yes.
comes to
Yes.
this particular subject.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
I'll if you give me enough time, we want to do something. As long as not on a football Sunday, you want to do something on a Saturday. This I don't have to watch every NBA playoff game unless it's in the finals and my team's in it. Baseball, that's unfair. I don't have to watch every game. It's
Right.
162 of them.
Agreed.
So
Yes.
I'm flexible when it comes to that. But when this comes September, whatever that is, right after Labor Day, don't don't you dare ask me to do anything on a Sunday. That's
these,
blasphemy.
these are facts. These are absolute fucking facts. Oh my god. All right. It's important stuff.